We're back, people. I was kind of expecting that I wouldn't be back today, but as usual, something happens. No, it's not these lovely Latin Americans visiting London and renewing their wedding vows at the Red Phone Box. Famous Red Phone, the most famous Red Phone Box. Yesterday, after I'd finished filming, I was talking to some folks at Horseguards, and someone that we all respect and admire greatly was there. He wasn't expecting to be there. When he rode over yesterday morning on Vesuvius, it was completely a surprise to him and indeed to the troopers. Who am I talking about? A very well known and very much liked corporal of horse. He'd already finished his kingsguard duty, not leaving the army but moving elsewhere, and yesterday he agreed to take over from a colleague. Today, being the last full day for the Blues and Royals, will be that specific corporal of horse's last ever, ladies and gents, kingsguard duty at Horseguards. Last ever. Will we see him in today's video? Maybe. Maybe not. It depends. Last day for a busy man. Probably got a lot to deal with, and no doubt the troopers will be in a sort of mixed state of mind. Happy that it's a sunny day and it's their last full day, but I think, to be honest, probably a little bit melancholic. He is a very, very, very popular NCO in the Blues and Royals. Very popular. And as somebody, there are not that many of them, to be honest, left, certainly not in those ranks. As somebody that also served in Iraq, that corporal of horse has done his country proud more than once. So let's hope, guys, we do get the chance to say goodbye in today's video. I can't promise. Again, he may be there, he might not be there. Out in the yard, that is. But even if we don't get to see him, we will, of course, wish him well. He's very well known in social media. On TikTok, elsewhere, has a lot of followers. I'm going to drop his socials below this video, and because he's very well known, it's okay for me to say that I personally wish Corporal of Horse Chaplain all the best in his new role. We know he'll smash it, guys, and let's just say we'll be seeing a lot more of him in a very different role coming very, very soon. Yeah, in some respects it's kind of, how to say, like a little bit of a sad day for me personally, because roughly a year ago, give or take, 14 months ago, is when things got very interesting with the filming here and the live streaming and so on. And that corporal of horse was effectively in charge of the moderation team on my TikTok channel. That was probably the greatest honour, actually, since I started doing this, to be quite fair with you. And he did an amazing job keeping the troopers and everyone else in line. He knows he did, I told him many times. So let's keep our fingers crossed, guys. Yeah, it would be great. But he's so modest, he probably would not agree to be on camera. Let's see. If I see him out and about, I'll ask him before just filming. Now it's funny because today's forecast was for it to be very warm and sunny. Now when I left my place about 20 minutes ago, it was neither. The curious thing, however, is that all of a sudden it's getting very warm. I think something is expected at Downing Street. It looks like we've got maybe an Al Jazeera news crew. One second, if they I spotted a gap. Let me squeeze through the gap. I don't want to interrupt their live broadcast, so wait, and nor do I want to get run over by a bus. One second. Okay, here we are, look. an actual news crew in the centre of Wales. Hey guys, what is the event? Special event at Downing Street?
Just a speech by Keir Starmer.
Ah, so basically nothing to worry about.
Yeah, nothing.
If it's Keir Starmer.
No, he was just speaking, talking about economy business.
Al Jazeera crew?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Shukran.
Absolutely.
Okay, folks. Let's get back across. Yeah, I was trying to be a bit facetious. I mean, if Keir Starmer... Okay, I know he's the Prime Minister, but I mean, let's be honest, guys. I haven't had that much hot air since I had my air conditioning serviced. Right. Downing Street. All good. Let's continue along. Curious that only Al Jazeera left. Maybe the other crews were there and finished up and left a little earlier. I don't know. Interesting. Now, obviously, today is the second and, which might sound, last full day for the Blues and Royals. They only arrived yesterday. They're leaving tomorrow morning. I will try my hardest to be here for the ride out, for the same symbolic reason that I'm here today for this. That was really hush-hush. I didn't know about it until yesterday, but I'm glad that I did know, because for me personally, it feels appropriate to be here on that last day. Tourist season appears to be still in full swing. Judging by the number of people that were piling up the steps at South Ken this morning, and indeed piling down the steps into Westminster as I just emerged, yeah, I don't think there's any chance of things dying down just yet. I mean, we've got roughly a week until British school children return. That's when all of a sudden numbers will fall off a cliff. British school children returning, most European school children will be back. And then it'll sort of gradually die down to those autumnal numbers. I think, we've got no guarantee because it's crazy busy these days compared to last year. We'll gradually, see a decline in numbers as we approach the end of September and autumn beginning to set in. But still very healthy numbers for the moment. Now today I'm super interested to see relatives, former troopers, current troopers in civvies, in other words anyone linked to the Guards aside. Be interesting to see for me personally what sort of responses may or may not be given if, big if, anyone touches. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure I got the two horse names mucked up around the wrong way on my Instagram, guys. I corrected it this morning, apologies. Yesterday's horse, I'm sure, was TA, and the second horse that I posted a little while ago, 20-30 minutes ago, was actually Talar. It's a difficult one because I take the hoof numbers and then the images of the horse, but sometimes if I take extra images of the horse, it gets mucked up. Say I've got like 2 or 3 images of different horses, but only 2 hoof numbers, like actually wait, which hoof number goes to which horse? So I look back and I'm 99.9% certain I got them the right way around. This horse is like, well, what about me, John? Don't worry, you little young beauty. We're going to find out the idea of this one in a second, guys. First of all, it's time to get what you're telling me that you love. Good, clear, horsey picture. Okay, let me see if I can get a picture of this beauty looking at the camera, fingers crossed. Oh, and the second I say it, look, horse is like, I'm ready. We'll take the picture now, John. Guys, I swear that horse is the most intelligent. Look, ears are moving, listen to the conversation, and actually posing. Got a super picture. Okay, let's get the name that goes with it, because that is a very unusual blaze. In a good way. There was also a minor problem here yesterday, folks. There was a young boy, a very famous young boy, who was often in a Blues and Royals uniform. And it had been made very clear to myself and to other people by his mother that, you know, he did not want to be on social media. And of course we would respect that. Only a very inconsiderate and selfish person wouldn't. However, during that private conversation, we noticed there was some weirdo Chinese guy sticking his camera in our faces. Obviously had to shut that down fast. 1 second, folks. Let's have a look at which horse it is. Back to the list. Good thing is we've got a very clear hoof number, like crystal clear. Valiant. Yep, just like the central heating boiler, folks, brand Valiant, Majestic Valiant, and the trooper, Lady Trooper, has her coronation medal on the cuirass. Now, I have no idea how many people we might or might not get walking up, interacting, whatever, but I'm going to be very surprised if we get anybody trying to touch. I mean, genuinely I will be. I'm glad we spotted Valiant straight off. Real beauty, this one, without a shadow of a doubt. Yes, you are, horsey. Big softy, big horse, but a softy. Now, I know, folks, that you're all wondering, where is Mr. Mond? Now, I haven't yet spoken to anybody to completely quash this, what I regard as being completely baseless, ridiculous rumours that Ormond is being sold. I can never imagine it happening. Secondly, were it to happen, it will be so hush-hush that there is no way on earth anyone in HCAV will be leaking that info. So take it for what it is, guys, a load of rubbish, until anyone is able to confirm otherwise. But I can't see it being true. No, completely baseless claim, I would argue. Okay, so let's go to the other end. See which one we've got at this end. Bear in mind the changeover is coming really soon, so let's get the hoof number. Recognising, folks. I need the hoof number. Let's have a look. Hey, all good?
Alright.
Right, got it. Right, let me see if I can match it. The trouble with this end, it's super bright. It's almost impossible to actually read the screen on the phone. Oh, ha! Would you believe it? Now, 1 second, now this is getting interesting. Now, this horse was here yesterday, and I'm 99% certain, from memory, it's Talar. Now, Talar has that very unique, teeny-weeny, micro-sized blaze. It's a star, isn't it, really? Or micro-blaze. But that's now making me reconsider. 1 second. It's making me reconsider yesterday's, or rather this morning's naming schedule. I think I've actually got them around the wrong way, guys. I think I was right the first time. Gosh. The trouble is, though, sometimes when it's a little windy, like now, the forelock blows, and boom, that little marker's gone. Just comparing the picture that I've got, that I posted as Talar, with the horse in front of me. He's like, John, can you sort it out? Like, preferably after you finish filming. Folks, if I have got it around the wrong way on the Instagram, drop me a comment there and let me know. I'm pretty sure the two pictures from yesterday were Tumasi Ankara followed by Talar. But seeing Talar now directly and comparing the number, it is the same horse. For some reason, I don't know, maybe it's the colouring of the image, it just doesn't line up with me. I might be wrong. So I'll leave it to those of you who have got your own galleries to figure it out. It's a lot easier to watch footage of the horse and compare it to previous footage of the horse. I know some of you have got like little video clips of the horses, and that will always be easier for comparative purposes than a still image. Especially as when I take the pictures, obviously they tend to be a lot brighter, and the horse looks far more dark brown, almost a sort of mahogany colour at times, whereas the horses are not that colour. As I'm looking at this horse now, although perhaps it's my polarised glasses, the horse looks very, very, very close to being black. Very dark, almost ebony kind of colour. And this horse always loves, if it is twitching around, to just chill and listen to whatever is being said. Now I think, 1 second, let's have a look. I think we're about to change over. Yeah, we are. It's 2 minutes or so. What I'll do, as we're right in front, I'll stay at this end. We'll see the two new horses come into the yard. It's roughly 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. much more relaxed here today than it was yesterday. Huge difference. But great light, guys, for filming. We haven't yet heard any of the Blues announcing or indeed enforcing this. Don't go beyond, not quite sure what to call them. They almost look like plinths, concrete plinths, but I would think, looking down, that they are in fact actual stone. So I don't know if the Blues are going to be or have yet enforced that. We've only heard the lifeguards doing it, and again, we can't really say that that is going to continue with that approach from the lifeguards until we see more of it. Now obviously the good thing is we don't need to wait very long because they will be here again tomorrow. But so far we've only actually heard one trooper vocalising very loudly, do not get beyond those stones. Right, there's the bell. Okay, let's get right in front for the changeover. Oh, Talar, you beauty. So we get a picture of Talar, folks, while we're right in front of him. Yep, that's a good picture. With the four, I know the names of the 4 horses that were out yesterday, but I can't remember which order I took the pictures. I'm not sure actually if the first horse was Shackleton. Oh God, folks, honestly, I need to have like a separate crew, a PA that does Instagram and just like give the phone to him or her, say, you know, post this and this is which horse it is. Because narrating, talking to people here and trying not to bash into anyone, at the same time as posting on Instagram and memorising the numbers and matching them to the hooves is something of a minor logistical nightmare. Okay, I think on the left coming in, that looks to me like TA. So which horse have we got coming into this box in front of us, I wonder? Who's up next? So Valiant and Talar have gone. Oh, this should be quite a simple one, folks. We've got well-known face on the horse and incredibly shiny hooves. Obviously that to be a piece of flipping straw right over the number. Goodness, it's not our day, guys. But hey, beautiful horse, so let's get a picture anyway. It's a teeny bit lopsided though actually today on this beauty. That's it, got the picture. 1 second, let me try again with the hoof. It's one single digit and it's crystal clear, but there's a piece of straw over it, so it's making me question whether it's X or Y. Even 10 zoom, it's not ideal. Okay, instinctively, wait, let me give you the options. I'm thinking it's Neptune. What do you think, people? Anyone care to agree or disagree in the comments? I'm pretty sure it's Neptune. I mean, there are only 2 possibilities. Yeah. Let's stick with Neptune, folks. We'll have a look at the other one in a minute. The other one's got a super fluffy mane and forelock. Oh. Look at this. Hell's Angels meeting here at Horseguards today. I don't know if that's Field Marshal von Bakewell that's come over and read the royal book to the troops again. You've got to be pretty senior to be zooming in out the front gates on your Harley. I'm not sure it was a Harley Davidson, but you get where I'm going with that. On your retro motorcycle. Who have we got at this end? Oh, we've got a trooper who's got an exceedingly bushy beard. In fact, this bro on the left is not realising that there's a family trying to take a picture behind him. Now let's hope, guys, that no tourists get in trouble and decide to go and cry to the police about it. Talking about crying, I did have a message, an email. I didn't want to mention this, and I did respond to it, but given the nature of the rancid reply from a certain viewer named Karen. And Karen said, people like me don't consider the feelings of others, despite me explaining to her that the name John in America has certain other connotations. We all know who are referred to as Johns in states like New York and elsewhere. But I don't cry about the fact that my name is John and send lengthy emails berating the person that coined the term John. I mean, it's not as if I invented this term Karen, but it's a little unfortunate that some people take it so personally. I mean, I joke about anything and everything, people, including myself quite often. I regard myself as being particularly self-deprecating. So if anyone is offended, I've got a brilliant solution. Don't watch. Here we are. Easy, isn't it, really? Switch the TV off, unsubscribe, block my channel, and then you won't need to hear me or see me putting up a video that refers to a complaining Karen. Right, which horsey have we got then? Let's have a look. This looks like a 3-digited beauty. Oh, hold on a second. This is getting interesting. It's been a long time. It's not TA, folks. It's been ages since we saw this horse here. This horse is Quetta, or Quetta, which I believe is a city in Pakistan or Bangladesh, I think. Feel free to correct me, guys, in the comments. I can't Google it because I've only got one hand, and that's about to take a picture of Quetta or Quetta. I think it's Quetta. It's pronounced Quetta. Spelled with a Q. Truly stunning horse, but the head is so large that when he moves it up, it completely obscures the trooper. And obviously we prefer to get a great picture of both. This will be the first time this particular horse is appearing on my Instagram. Really long, fuzzy forelock. It needs a trim, guys. Anyone with some scissors in the area? That's a joke, by the way. The problem I've got, in fact, is fitting the entire horse in. He is absolutely gigantic. His head is like oversized, like they took a small horse's body and put a massive head on it. I'm not really, he's having trouble holding it up. A table-sized head on a teeny-weeny body. Okay, so that is our 4 horses today. Well, bro. Does that count as touching the horse? I mean, I guess from a legal point of view it does, but strictly speaking it probably doesn't. If any of these small kids touch the horse, that's when things are going to get really interesting. Oh. If you wanted to, you could all see it. For some reason, common sense got the better of her. Everyone's lining up nicely today, eh? Folks, I haven't been selling tickets, I promise. This is just a natural evolutionary step towards good behaviour. It's a good sized crowd here, to be honest with you folks, even though they're not all coming forward. Perfectly decent for a Tuesday morning. I'm going to wait until the bell rings to see if the gatesman does rounds. If so, we don't need to go into the yard. If that doesn't happen, we'll pop in the yard and see who's on duty as the foot guards. The trooper is laser focused, in fact, ahead. I don't know what is ahead other than the buildings across the road. Oh dear, folks. English kid that was, by the way, as well. Oh, Salvatore coming over, folks. It's arrived from Sicily this morning, looking absolutely splendid. So this is my horse. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Actually, I shouldn't joke, he had two guys with him, like big guys, so I think he's probably quite important, whoever that gent is. Who's up next? Yeah, respectful distance today, eh? And I know, folks, this is what you'd like to see all the time, and I think as we go into the autumn, it is what we will see all the time. I really do. Pretty much inevitable. Okay, today's stableman is coming over to close the two sets of box doors. I'm glad I arrived at the time I did, because it's super annoying to not get all four horses in one video. Oh yeah, actually, wait, the horse, there's a bee or a wasp around the horse's face. Oh, look at this, the kids are reading it and shouting at their dad, "Don't touch the horse." Do you hear that? That's his kids that are shouting at him, "Don't touch the horse." I mean, he's nowhere near it, but... It's a massive family, there's about 50 of them. I need a bigger camera, guys. Not everyone's going to fit. She's like, "Dad, don't do it, please."
I'm going to castle.
Georgie, I'll take you to a different part. You can't go in there.
Huh? Wait, so that woman, I thought she was the partner of that guy, the way that she just walked in and stood next to him. And then he felt awkward and walked off. Look, now he's coming back. Some people, that weird woman's got no situational awareness at all. There are quite a lot of wasps buzzing around today. Let's hope one doesn't bother the horse. Kete has got a really, really unusual shaped head. That's the happiest kid we've ever seen. Look, he's like, I want a horse like that when I get older. Brilliant. I think she went on holiday to Addis Ababa. It's got the t-shirt as proof. Oh, that could just be me having a dyslexic moment.
Oh, I hate the smell. Oh, I hate the smell.
Yep, he's saying I hate the smell. He's got a point. It's not the best smell in the world. Hey, all good? Yeah? This guy was hoping to find a leopard print hat, but unfortunately it's sold out, so he ended up with one that says Puma. That probably is the biggest single family we've ever seen. It's a massive family. About 15 adults and about 200 kids. The baby's falling asleep, just like I can't take this, guys. First the flight, then all the walking. I'm out of here. Fast asleep. Oh, wait, they're still deciding who else is going to join in the shot. Very good though, in fact, how polite they are and respectful to stand back. Okay, so yes, gatesman, and indeed it is a gatesman. This lady, in fact, in the green, didn't look as though she wanted to move. Interestingly, the gatesman that we're looking at now was in the box right in front of us yesterday. I wonder how he's ended up going from yesterday's gatesman role, boxman role, to today's gatesman role. Somebody just stuck their bag on the floor. Is this yours? Who put it there? One second, folks. It's the annoying woman that just pushed in before, just stuck a rucksack. Sorry, carefully, otherwise the police will take it. Yeah, if you leave this on the floor like that, they'll take it. It's okay. It's a shame they didn't take it, actually, really. They could have taken the bag and arrested her. Super lucky, in fact. The reason that annoyed me is that I almost, for some weird reason, you put it right behind my feet. So when I took a step back, I almost fell over. Only the bother stopped me from falling on the floor. And I haven't yet, guys, tripped over and fallen on the floor during any of my one-take videos. Yet. I see yet because it's going to happen at some point. It's inevitable. I've tripped up a few times on the curb, but I haven't actually decked it yet. Everyone does seem to be concentrating at this end. I don't know what it is, why. I mean, it is a super unusual looking horse, I must say. Anyone know the language, folks? It doesn't sound like Arabic to me. Very interesting language. Bollywood Red Star on the left here. He's not, he should be. It's almost as though an invisible wall or glass barricade's been put up here. Notice that hardly anyone is going between those stones. The two delineating sets of stones either side of the horse, which obviously would have originally been put down precisely for this purpose, i.e. to keep people back from the horses. But we lived in a different age then, a time when respect was pretty much ingrained because of the social system that we effectively had, not only in the Victorian era but earlier. And as people would generally respect their social superiors. Not that that's a good thing, of course. We should respect those of us who are good people, not those of us that are born into certain positions. But controversial thing to say when I'm at a royal palace. Oh yes, bum bum. That said, guys, give me a monarch over a president any day of the week.
وين الواحد اللي الكاميرا بنكتب هذا عرفت هذا يجيبوا فيه في مقاطع تيك توك هذاك يعضوا الناس.
Bro is on a video call back to wherever.
بطل.
Look at his friend on the phone, super happy.
قدام القصر الملكي. Sorry.
He's absolutely delighted that he's able to share it with his friend. Look on his face. He's super happy. Video call back home. Oh, it looks like he's going to burst into tears. Gosh, here we go. First tour group's turning up. Just realised that there's a horse here. But luckily they're walking behind me as opposed to in front. Oh yeah, don't get like super close, bro. It surprised me. I don't know if the guard gave this kid the royal boot. Italian, I think. It's me hoping that they wouldn't be walking in front of the camera. Now everyone is.
Let's go this way.
They're standing so far apart at the moment, I can't get everyone in the frame at the same time. The horses are going to start getting really self-conscious and wondering like why it is that nobody wants to touch them anymore, except the troopers, that is. Like I said, of course, the troopers' sense will be familiar to them anyway. Right, yardward bound, guys, briefly. Let's have a look. Whilst we've got a bit of space in here, there doesn't appear to be anyone pestering either guard. Okay, so no need to zoom in. We know who the gatesman is. He was one of yesterday's boxmen. Very interesting, though, to see that the troopers can change function within 24 hours. So it would have been something, don't know what, something that would have been a bit off with his uniform. Either that or the corporal of horse is making an example for some reason. Oh, and interesting enough, today's Schützmann was one of the other boxmen yesterday. So both of yesterday's boxmen are now on foot. Was not expecting that. Unusual that happens, to be honest. Typically, it's the same boxman for the duration when the troopers come over. So I wonder why that happened. It could simply be that a couple of the troopers stayed up super late, making everything absolutely pristine, and quickly nipped the box rolls. I mean, to be honest, this trooper in particular, I mean, the boots are absolutely immaculate, as is the horse, in fact. Really, 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 really perfect. 100% in every way. Look around the teeny bit. I can't decide which end is better to plant myself at, folks. On the one hand, it's quite busy at one end, and a moment later, the opposite is true. I'm thinking instinctively, I don't know why, instinctively this end where I was before. Plus, not having really seen much of this horse ever, it's another tick in the let's focus on Keta or Quetta. If I'm right about Quetta being a city in Pakistan, it's unusual that they've chosen that for the name of a H-Cav horse. Very. In fact, might be it's going to end up being as bush as his troopers if I don't go to the barber shortly. So what we've got at the front. It's far more sparsely populated than it has been in the past, 3 months effectively. That said, the sunshine has decided to vanish. Which might well explain in part why, just falling in love. Why people are choosing other activities today. Look how far back people are standing, folks, for their pictures. Crazy, eh? Even Justin Bieber Jr. here is being super cautious. Oh, missed him. That's probably the most awkward pose I've ever seen, actually, in front of the horse. I'd love to know, in fact, I never thought to ask whether the troopers prefer winter duty or summer duty. On the one hand, summer duty, when it's packed, must go by a lot quicker because there's so much to distract you. Sound, movement, motion. But then again, how sticky it must be in those boxes. Conversely, in the winter, nicely snuggled up, a horse blanket in the box, not sweating or whatever's off. I'm massively looking forward to a cooked breakfast and hot coffee, but I dare say those shifts go a lot more slowly because there are far fewer tourists. I personally would choose winter duty. Always. Sorry, chap. Sorry. You walk.
Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you. Almost knocked the camera out of my hand with his massive head. Mr. Giant Gooseberry there. Oh, he's back. I thought for a second that was the plumber they called to unblock the drain. Okay, let's go to the other end. Quite a few colourful personalities this end. Apparently his friend got lost on the way to the golf course. So guys, it's not here, it's there. One thing you would have noticed, guys, it's interesting because yesterday afternoon I was talking about this with a friend of mine here. He's been filming on and off in different ways, walking channels and other things, for more than 7 years in London. Sometimes he covers here, sometimes not. But he was mentioning that, and he's right, massive increase, you know, just in his feed of videos that were being shot, shorts and long form, at horseguards. And he said, one second, the lady's trying to ask the trooper a question. Completely ignored her, she's marched off. I couldn't hear what she asked him. Curious one. Horse should behave for this young man. Good to see the horse not nipping out, folks. If that was Ormond, it would have been a different story. Yeah, back to my little tale of what happened yesterday. So he said lots more videos, lots of other older channels that were not in any way related to horseguards now magically are related to horseguards. But his view is that it's a good thing because he said there are fundamentally two types of person filming here. Those that try to focus on positive and treat this place as a military installation, and those that try and focus on the negative, in other words, things going wrong, sensationalists fundamentally, like chasing headlines. I personally think that's a good observation, and he said that we should hope it continues like that because he said it's a race to the bottom. He said let them do it because eventually, with so many new people turning up, filming the same thing, everyone posting the same, controversial clip, eventually it'll stop getting pushed. That kind of content will stop getting pushed by YouTube because it's been duplicated on so many channels. Result, if it's not pushed, it won't be viewed. If it isn't viewed, they'll stop shooting it. And I think that was quite a wise observation. Given how big his channel is, he certainly knows the YouTube algorithm better than a lot of the clowns that have started filming recently. So let's hope it's actually the way things transpire, guys, a race to the bottom. Because a lot of people have noticed in your feeds, depending on which channels you have on the feeds and which you have not chosen to ignore, so many silly graphics and emojis and arrows and stars and OMG signs and exclamation marks and all kinds of complete rubbish on the thumbnails across a lot of channels. And it's sad that it's going that way because it brings down the value of this place, what it is, the function it serves, and more importantly the people that work here and the staff horseguards, both publicly at the front here and behind the scenes, civvy staff and troopers that we don't see. Let's hope he's right. A race to the bottom is always a good thing because eventually they will lose out and vanish. Really like the fact the troop was completely fine with the family taking the boy right out next to the horse. That's the way it should be here. Exceptions should be made, not, I must emphasise, in my opinion, for people touching the horse. I personally, having thought about it last night, read the comments and so on, and the fact that it does give mixed messages, I personally don't think anyone should touch the horse. Other than troopers in ceremonial uniform, and Ministry of Defence police that are also on duty and in uniform. Problem solved. If there are no mixed signals, then in theory we shouldn't get any mixed behaviour. Oh, she's got a cheese sandwich. All wants a cheese sandwich. They definitely wanted a sandwich. To be honest, I wouldn't have minded a bite either. Pretty tasty. If you also, folks, have noticed this massive increase in spammy rubbish, there's one way to deal with it. When you have kind of the feed of content, typically to the right of the video that's playing, you'll see like 3 dots above some of those spammy videos. If you click those 3 dots, you can then click either block or ignore this content, or don't show me this again, something along those lines, which means then your feed will get cleaned up. Now, we all know there are several people here that film very responsibly, very reliably and authentically in terms of presenting what they see without sensationalizing it. Okay? That's the content I think should be pushed out by YouTube because it's educational and informative. It's also entertaining because sometimes, you do capture things that are going wrong, but that's never the main emphasis of, most other people's videos. It's just this new group of spammers. And that's a shame. It's a real shame. Wait. Still deciding whether to stay at this end or go to the other end. People are staying so far back from the horses, which, to be fair, is what we were hoping for, but it makes filming a lot of the encounters and reactions here far more difficult. Right now I'm really, really far behind the bollards, like unusually far behind. Because everyone that arrives sees people standing super far back, they tend to do the same. Lovely thing to see, people, am I right or not? One second, my family finished a little dispute next to me. Brazilians. Look, if they start posing any further back, they're going to be able to get Nelson's column and the horse in their pictures. Honestly, the trooper's going to be like sniffing himself, thinking, "Hold on a second, like, what is it? Why is everyone getting so deterred from getting near?" Yeah, just push in. Don't worry about the kid that's already there. Terrible attitude this lady has. Lady, guys, in inverted commas. I don't know why. She said, "Yeah, I'm looking at you," to the mum of the Brazilian girl. They were speaking Portuguese, for goodness sake. Oh, it's one of those that thinks she needs the horse's complete attention and focus on her. A whisperer. Okay, pretty busy across the front, as you can see. Oh. Bro just gate crashed our video. Jogo, Jago. Sorry, folks. He looks like the guy in that gangster film, Jaeger. 1 second. Oh, okay, so she's back. This is the mum. This is the little mum. Joko. Jaeger. Oh. She's super funny. Oh, there he goes back. Okay, right, we're back in front. The very Brazilian family is so delighted with the pictures that they got, especially the mum. Another very, very, very relaxing day here with almost everybody being really respectful, guys. Great to see, isn't it? I think the other key thing to bear in mind is that with videos that are being shot by most people that are silent, with absolutely nothing being said, that type of content doesn't really work unless there's something in addition. It works if, for example, you're highlighting, something controversial or something unexpected or something humorous or something wonderful. But that doesn't happen here most of the time. So this, I think, now is why we've got people. You probably saw them in the corner of the frame just a minute ago when I was filming to my left. You've got about 5, 6, 7 people that are here for hours and hours and hours, standing in exactly the same position, filming the troopers all day. It was never like that. Last time it wasn't like that. There were maybe 10 people, 10, 12 people tops. Now we're closing in on there being 30 people. Folks, would you believe? It's a lot, isn't it? It's too many. So really busy at the front again.
Cheese. Pode sair a placa tudo assim? Não pode pegar.
Now you might think this lady's really close, guys, but she's actually perfectly, look, on the line. In other words, the ideal spot. People should get that close and no closer. But the interesting thing I've just noticed, I don't believe how I only just noticed it. Somebody, at some point this morning, I didn't see it, didn't happen when we were filming, tried to feed, it looks like a handful of carrots to the horse, curiously.
Pode ir. Pode entrar. Ali. Aí não sai nada. Vai lá. Vai. Vai morder você não. Vai sair. Ficou muito bom aí, a gente tá aí. Não pode, não pode.
She didn't realise, but I think she got that perfectly. Head was just to the right side of the sign. Honestly, if I was sitting upstairs at London District watching what's going on here, and I dare say they do, obviously with the new security system and the CCTV in the boxes, I would be delighted with the way things are going. much as we did sort of, jest and mock about the nature, the poorly designed nature of the pictogram, and I'm convinced it will be replaced with something proper. One whole sign. I can't believe that I'm going to be filming at Christmas, potentially, and we're going to see this sort of wonky add-on. I might be wrong, I don't know. No one knows, actually. Interesting enough, I was asking around yesterday, no one knows if these are the permanent new signs or they're just a temporary fix whilst the new signs are being designed and or printed and or put together. What do we think, guys? Do we think it's enough? Or does it look like a temporary solution for this busy summer season before they actually put out a proper sign which incorporates the existing text and the pictogram? Yeah, it just looks a bit sort of a little bit too temporary, doesn't it? Where it hangs down behind the existing sign. Okay, let's go back to the other end, folks, where I'll finish up for today. Thank you to those of you who pointed out that Red Cap Man, who now decided to become Blue Cap Man, was massively earwigging on yesterday's conversations. I hadn't completely noticed that, to be quite fair, folks, so good job. They're all being well behaved today, aren't they? Everyone's staying like really far back. They're being super well behaved.
I just came. Well, I've just seen one girl was kissing the horse.
Kissing the horse. Okay, folks, our lovely gatesman is out, sandwiched in the crowd. It's a rather nautical themed top that gent's wearing. Shiver me timbers. Oh. French Navy off duty, I guess. How can you be that scared when the horse is that far away? I wonder actually if some of the tourists now are being much more careful when they arrive here because they see that there are so many people filming compared to before. I think that's it, yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Last year when there were like 3 or 4 of us typically on one day, they wouldn't notice when there's a large crowd. But I do think they're starting to notice it now, especially at that end. There's literally like 15 people lined up. Mad, no? But I agree with what you said yesterday about the race to the bottom, and eventually they'll give up and stop. That could well explain it actually, folks, in part. I do notice some tourists sort of standing off to one side, sort of glancing across and thinking, you know what, if I go close to the horse, I'm 100%, if something goes wrong, going to be all over social media. I do think that's played a part in it, if I'm honest. Nothing to do with, okay, I say nothing to do with me. Yes, I'm as responsible or otherwise as everyone else that films here. But obviously the fact that there are so many, on a typical day as a minimum there'll be between 5 and 10. Whereas that used to be a maximum, and on a busy day you will have as many as 30 people who are filming. So being a tourist, it's almost as though you're kind of walking onto stage, because you can see all these cameras, not just phones and DSLR and SLRs, but also people having all kinds of other weird recording devices, little GoPros, etc., etc. And those DJI devices, the handheld ones. So there's so many devices being pointed in the direction of the troopers and the horses. Yes, the troopers are used to it now, they understand it's part of ceremonial, but most tourists arriving in London, I can't think of anywhere else in the world actually, where you go to a really busy, popular tourist spot except maybe those plinths outside the Pompidou Centre in Paris. Maybe that's a super popular place, and a lot of people do film those plinths because a lot of people slip or trip when they're trying to climb up, or when they try and do the gymnastics and stuff and it goes wrong. But there's nothing quite that I know of that compares to this place in terms of there being so many people filming and so many cameras capturing what happens here. I definitely think that's played a part in the way that tourists, many tourists, not all, modified their behaviour. So I guess that's an unintended positive consequence of this place receiving so much attention, being highlighted across social media. Because 5 years ago, being honest, horseguards was not really on the radar. It was something of a hidden gem that people would discover and be delighted by. Typically, when they decided to walk from Big Ben to Trafalgar Square, taking Whitehall as a shortcut, because there was never anything particularly interesting to see on Whitehall other than that surprise when you hit horseguards. And many people have walked along here and never seen it, simply because of the fact that if you walk along here early in the morning, i.e. 8, 9, 9:30, the horse is not already out. It's all closed. Likewise, if you walk along here in the evening, there's no one here. But social media, like with so many other things, has changed all that. Not necessarily entirely for the good. A lot of people now complain that certain events, such as free cinema screenings around King's Cross and so on, are now just too busy. They're too popular because primarily TikTok, etc., and Instagram have drawn too much attention to these previously sort of hidden neighbourhood gems. Which, to be honest, horseguards was a bit of a gem as well. Even those of us that lived in central London would not really think too much. I know I've been to horseguards many times, but you wouldn't think, hey, I'm going to go to horseguards today. But now it's actually a destination. It inadvertently became a destination in itself, which, I mean, if it helps with tourist numbers, I wouldn't say it's a negative. Yeah, the troopers are not being concerned at all today with the kids touching. Curious thing to see, and a bit unfortunate, but it's always going to depend on what has been said before they head from Hyde Park, and also which group of troopers. Let's not forget, folks, that even though the signs have been up for several weeks, a lot of the faces we're seeing in the boxes haven't been here, in some cases, for months. So if they've just come back up from Bulford and they're back at Hyde Park, it takes time for everybody to start talking about it, for everyone to get on the same page and know that this is the way we would like the new rules to be enforced. Tomorrow we could see one of two things: either everyone touching, in other words a regression, which will upset a lot of you, or the lifeguards, depending on who is here tomorrow, they could be even more on it, or as on it, as the troopers were on it this weekend. And that really was one of the year's best videos. I thoroughly enjoyed that video of the trooper telling people to get back at a certain distance. Will we see that tomorrow? I don't know. Folks, I really have no clue. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. My last day here, till tomorrow. Corporal Force's last day ever. But hopefully we might get to see him riding out tomorrow with the troopers. We will see. But on that note, guys, from a pretty quiet and peaceful, but more importantly, respectfully behaved horseguards, I'm out of here. Back soon, people.